Oh, actually, I don't like this lighting. Hello, welcome. If you're new here, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope that this is helpful, or at the least, I hope it's entertaining. But one thing I'm gonna say is that whoever I'm talking to, if this is for you, you might identify as like a free spirit. And I say that because before I started recording, Wild One by Flo Rida and Sia came into my head. And I haven't heard that song in years. And so I pulled past, present, future for you. And for past, we have the Four of Wands, which is a relatively favorable card. It's about joy, peace, celebration, marriage, all that good stuff. And so right off the bat, I do get the picture that like you once were in a very freeing energy, a very liberated energy. And I think that's slowed down quite a bit. Like you're no longer in that energy. You're more so in self development. You're more so in let me look at myself like objectively. Let me reconfigure some things. That sort of energy. And I feel like pretty soon, 1:11 on the clock, as I say that, pretty soon you will be taking really quick action towards something. It's different for everyone, but like you're gonna be taking action towards something in relation to like creativity and like your happiness. You have the Four of Cups here, and so yeah, I'm really getting the picture that whoever I'm talking to is a very free spirit, and you've kind of tied yourself down, or you feel tied down in some way for the sake of like growth. And once again, I feel like you're going to be making quick or fast-paced movement. Literally, Knight of Wands at the top of the deck. And energies on the board, by the way, are Leo, Aries, Scorpio, Virgo. I didn't mean to say Scorpio, but I guess Cancer, Sagittarius, and more Sagittarius. Okay, so what Infinite Spirit, Beloved, what is this individual? What are these people need to hear right now? We have the Guilt card. This came up in a recent reading, and this is the energy of somebody who decided to go solo and work on themselves extensively. And because they chose to work on themselves, they had to kind of like, for the lack of a better term, neglect certain relationships, certain friendships. And because then we have the discipline and the guilt card for confirmation for the Seven of Pentacles. And so it's like you're working on yourself and you feel guilty about it because there's a lot of people that you left behind. And I want to offer you a perspective shift. I want to offer you the notion that it's not leaving anything behind. It's not, you're not necessarily disparaging anyone. You're just choosing yourself over, the bullshit. Because if you really think about it, if you really sit and think about it, it's like, would these people have done the same thing for me if the roles were reversed? Would they have tried to lift me out of the trenches, or would they have just left me behind like they feel like I did to them? It's that sort of energy. I feel like you're in a heavy meditation energy right now. And you're really working on yourself. Like you're really, really, really working on yourself. You're working on your heart to working on your self-esteem and all that good stuff. And there is this energy of forgiveness that's at play, and I feel like it has to do with forgiving yourself and then also forgiving like those who hurt you in the past. And might I remind you that forgiveness is for yourself. Forgiveness is a selfish thing, or at least it should be. You should not be forgiving anyone for the sake of just making peace. Oh my gosh, the way this is coming out. I feel like the way that these cards are coming out, there's some sort of that was really complicated. There's some sort of secret that's coming to the surface, some sort of revelation or realization that is going to make it easier for you to make this movement that's coming up. Because we have the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and then the Moon card that was there. And it's just like, I feel like this is where you're wanting to be, but you're not quite feeling like the King of Pentacles. You're feeling more like a Page of Pentacles, like it's just starting, just getting used to the reins, And once again, let go of that guilt because you're holding on to that, and that it's not helpful. write a song about it. If you write music or something, like do something productive with that feeling. Don't just let it fester. Don't just let it sit. Even if it's just telling a story about it or talking to someone about it, like get it out of your body. Whoever I'm talking to, once again, you have a very wild spirit, and I really commend you for forcing yourself to like slow down, because, and this is a very specific message, like I always say, you should know your life better than I do, but for some of you, if you didn't take the time to slow down, if you didn't, slow your roll, you would have ended up in a really not so pleasant situation. We have the World card coming out, and I feel like whoever I'm talking to is really at peace with their reality. And once again, congratulations, because not everyone gets to that place in their lifetime. Sometimes it takes several lifetimes for people to achieve a sense of peace, and you're already there, babes. Now, there's something I'm getting that like pretty soon you're going to be taking some sort of leadership role. And it might be a creative role, but generally it's a leadership, like you're taking control. And I want to remind you, I want to offer you, and you don't have to take this, but I want to offer you the notion of keeping your heart in a good place. Because I feel so often we get offered these shiny things, we get offered these opportunities, these situations, etc., and we forget that these things are just things, and they're not meant to be the most important thing to us, and I think you already recognize that, but I just feel like somebody needed to be reminded of that, because there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of regret that I feel. The regret card didn't come out, but I feel it. Like, somebody here is just really it's that song, it's like that song, what if I didn't leave home, what if I didn't do that, and it's like shoulda, coulda, woulda, you did it, so but these feelings are natural, these feelings are normal, but just make sure you're not holding them in your body, make sure you're getting them out in a healthy way. Emphasis on the healthy part. What can be said about the World card? Immediately, intuitively, I'm getting like there's this opportunity that's coming towards you, and it might be something that you've been manifesting actively. Regardless, there's an opportunity coming, and I think it's really going to change the trajectory of your life, if I can say that word correctly. The Three of Cups, the Justice card. Yeah, something about partnership, business relationships and stuff like that. But obviously, if you're not in business, this isn't for you. But you should know your life better than I do. But I feel like if you've been feeling a little lonely, if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, I think that is going to be changing very soon for you. And I don't really think there's anything I could say that would help that. Like, the obvious, get out there, put yourself out there. But I feel like you're in a place where you don't necessarily need to do any more than what you're doing to attract relationships. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to make this one short. And I'm going to remind you to... I have my water right here. I was like, where's my water? I'm going to remind you to stay hydrated. I'm going to remind you to make sure that you are prioritizing what is important to you and balancing out your time, and that you are at the least showing your self-love, because times is rough right now. It's crazy. So, yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a nice rest of your day. Thank you. If I can actually end the live once again.